Hi, welcome to Raw Math. Today I'm doing a series of videos on functions. If a function is given by the equation c equals f of m, I will note that often I would just write this as c of m, maybe cost per mile, cost per minute, though sometimes we do put the c equals f of m. It all depends on how the equation is written. The independent variable is always in the parentheses. So our independent variable in this case is m. The dependent variable is always what is being equaled, or in this notation is the one outside. Let's see, the independent is also the input. The dependent is also the output. So the input, the independent, the output, the dependent. So the input is in, the output is out, and that's how those variables correlate. F of A, so here the m is turned into a specific new variable where I always think of this as a soft variable. So it's like we put a number in, like 3 or -2 or 7. When you put a number in, that means we get a specific number out. That means that this is the output of a function f at a number a. So c equals 17 if we put in 3 or whatever numbers we're putting in. Let's look at this in a more direct way. So for instance, y equals -3x plus 11. First of all, function notation is when we turn our output variable into function notation. So in this case, y, because we have the f here, we are going to turn it into f of x. F of x equals -3x plus 11. There are a few reasons why mathematicians like function notation. One of the reasons is we can see right away what our input is. So right here we see that we want the input of -4. I don't need to write a long sentence. I don't need to say, tell me what y is when x is -4. It's all in this nice compact notation. And if you're in a class where instead of one input, you have 2 or 3. So there's an x, a y. So maybe you have something like z equals 2xy. You know, I would have f of xy equals 2xy. You can actually stack them up in this type of situation. And it's pretty expandable, which is fantastic. So function notation is really flexible and it gives you everything you need. It's a very informative notation, which mathematicians really like. So do scientists. A lot of those science formulas have lots of variables and you might be playing with more than one. Okay, so if we come back here to our function that we have, this f of -4 just says replace all instances of x with -4. So f of -4 is -3 times -4 plus 11, which is 12 plus 11. So f of -4 is 23. Now, the other reason that I personally very much like function notation is because these numbers are written in the same order as I would graph them as an ordered pair. So I could rewrite this as -423 if I were asked to write it as an ordered pair. The directions do not state write as an ordered pair, but if they did, and they often do, it's a very simple shift because it's written in the way I would graph these numbers. Okay, for this next one, notice my next 2 examples have variables in the input spot. That's okay. This is just going to be -3y squared plus 11. I cannot do anything more with that. That -3y squared and that 11 are not like terms, so they cannot combine. I could still write it as an ordered pair. I could write this as the input of y squared and the output of negative 3y squared plus 11. That is all dependent on the direction given to you. So if they're not given to you to write it as an ordered pair, you don't need to write that. But if they are, you can still write the ordered pair with the binomial, with the input and output a little bit more complicated. For this last one, I have negative 3. My x is y plus 4. Notice for all of my inputs, the negative 4, not with the y squared, but with the negative 4 and the y plus 4, I've put these inputs in parentheses. I think about 98% of the time I will put my input in parentheses just to remind myself what I'm doing. I think it is a better practice. I'm going to distribute this negative 3 in, negative 3y plus a negative 12 plus 11, so that I have negative 3y, let's see, a negative plus a positive, that's going to be a minus 1. So f of y plus 4 equals negative 3y minus 1. Again, this is a fine answer. You can leave it right there if that is all you are requested to do. If you are asked to find this ordered pair, go ahead and put my input in as y plus 4. That's the input of my problem. And the output is a negative 3y minus 1. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.